So anybody who expected answers from the co-conspirator of sex criminal Jeffrey Epstein today did not get them. Ghislaine Maxwell invoked her Fifth Amendment right, refusing to testify as she appeared virtually before a House Oversight committee. Let's go live to CBS News Justice reporter Jake Rosen. So, Jake, what did lawmakers hope to get out of Maxwell? Really, how believable is she anyway, given her convictions? And is it true that what she really wanted was to get clemency?
Well, it's unsure how credible she could be in these conversations, but we do know that going back to last year, Reed, in conversations with the second in charge of the Justice Department, Todd Blanche, in that interview that they conducted separately from this House conversation, which was supposed to happen today, she was honest and transparent about certain issues and then refused to talk about others. What we do know is that she did not answer questions from both Republicans and Democrats on the committee today, and her attorney, David Marcus, read out loud this statement that we have at CBS, essentially saying that in order for her to talk at all and provide any new details about whether it's President Trump or former President Clinton or others, that there would have to be some granting of a pardon or clemency to his client and Ghislaine Maxwell. I'll just read a part of this now. On his advice, Ghislaine Maxwell respectfully invokes her Fifth Amendment right to silence and decline to answer any questions today. And then it says later, if this committee and the American people truly want to hear the unfiltered truth about what happened, there is a straightforward path. Ms. Maxwell is prepared to speak fully and honestly if granted clemency by President Trump. What this would mean, Reed, if we kind of take a bigger step back, is if this congressional committee wants to hear further answers, if the American people want to hear further answers about some of the context of maybe these 3+ million documents that have been released over the last couple of months, whether there are any other high-profile men who were never indicted in multiple investigations into Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein, and his unindicted co-conspirators, there would have to be some kind of move to potentially free the person, the only person who's in federal custody as a result of these crimes, to be released, and then she would be willing to talk about it. It's part of this conversation that we've been having for the last year or so, Read, about what meeting with the Justice Department would mean for Ghislaine Maxwell afterwards. We know, meeting with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, who was moved to a lower security prison, and really what is left now is essentially stonewalling this congressional committee, which is conducting their own investigation and saying that President Trump needs to act in order for there to be any further conversations and honesty from this side of her kind of conversation and perspective on what Jeffrey Epstein and Ms. Maxwell were actually doing in terms of recruiting these young women and then potentially moving them to other men who we do not know about so that they could take advantage of these young women for a number of years.
All right, Jake Rosen watching that one closely. Thank you so much.